Previously on Search4Hurt, the team was sent to Townsville to do an Olympic distance triathlon. Their running, bike and swim practice throughout the series definitely paid off. But for Pap, well, his story was a little different.
Medic!
The triathlon, the Townsville Olympic distance triathlon.
I just feel so sorry for Pap. He was sick. He was sick as a dog. He had barley belly and was just not in a good way.
Really dizzy.
I urinated once in 3 days prior to the event, and my consumption of food was next to nothing. And we woke up the next morning and I just couldn't believe I was getting...
I was so worried for him that morning. He just was not well.
Yeah.
Pap, you said to me before you did the North Face 100 that you'll never pull out of anything.
I don't actually even remember getting out of the water, let alone me hopping on the push bike and riding 40 Ks. I would have fallen off, hurt myself or hurt someone else. So it's probably the wisest thing to do.
10-second sum up from each. Hit me.
I wish I didn't have barley belly, and it was definitely a mental push to that whole swim. And I'd love to do a triathlon again to see, if I can actually do it.
Beautiful.
Coming off the back of longer races, my body wasn't really ready for something that was short and sharp, nice and fast.
Well, if the body wasn't ready for a 2 or 3 hour event, our next event might be right up your alley because it's going back to 24 hours. Complete as many laps of the True Grit obstacle enduro as you can in 24 hours.
True Grit, a military-inspired obstacle course ranging between 10 and 15 kilometres and containing anywhere up to 40 obstacles to run the nation's first ever 24-hour obstacle event, aptly named Obstacle Enduro. From 2 p.m. Saturday until 2 p.m. Sunday, athletes will attempt to do as many laps of the Hawkesbury event as possible, with the winner being crowned Australian Endurance Champion.
I want to put the challenge out to you right now. How far do you think you can travel in 24 hours? Hit me.
Well, being an obstacle race, my goal would be to do 100 kilometres.
100 Ks?
Yeah, I'd say 100 to 120.
Ooh, Pat.
Oh, well, sorry.
With OCR, yeah.
So 120 now?
120, Matthew. 120.
120 it is. So could this be a little bit of competition between you both here?
Once again, yes.
All right. There's a few mentors that we're going to use for this. Mick Gleeson, owner of a fantastic indoor obstacle training facility, will be one of the mentors. I'll be one of the mentors as well for this. We're here with Mick Gleeson, owner and head coach down here, who's going to take you through, actually I'll leave it to Mick.
Mick Gleeson. After serving in the Australian Army, Mick left and pursued his love of fitness to become a personal trainer. An avid obstacle racer and world's toughest mudder finisher, Mick coached the first ever Australian OCR team that took on the world in the USA, an event in which our own Matt Murphy finished runner-up to Hobie Call. Mick combines his passion for OCR in his indoor facility called Unique Lifestyle and Fitness on the Central Coast in New South Wales.
There's a few things today that they're going to learn that I think, they'll definitely take a lot away from.
Yeah, that's correct. A lot of little things like getting over a wall or getting across a traverse rope, even just getting across the monkey bars. Some very simple techniques and tools that we can use to make the experience a little bit more enjoyable.
What do you reckon with Pat though? I don't think he's going to have to worry about grip strength or upper body strength with the gun show he's bringing.
No, I don't think so, mate.
It's all show, man, I'm telling you.
Popping that shirt now already.
It's all show.
Straight into the first obstacle discipline, and Mick is showing the team the most efficient way to execute a cargo net climb.
A quick point, mostly in coming down than going up, okay? If you put your foot, okay, in the instep of your foot on the rope, okay, when you try and take it out, to pull it down, okay, he's gonna get caught up in there, okay? You're hanging on to here, okay, there's multiple people on the rope, you've got much more chance of someone treading on your hand and letting go, okay? So always hands on here like so.
After a quick demo, I'm sure the team were paying attention and are all set.
Before we get started, Pap and Leah, okay, you've got 2 different hand positions, okay, tell me which one's right.
Leah's.
Leah's is right, okay? So Pap, we need to get those hands together, mate, so you can stay nice and close on the rope. Okay, you ready? All right, let's go. That's it. Now we're going. Heads up, that's it. Now we're good. Yeah, good use of the feet, Pat. Good use of the feet. That's it. Nice work.
I just implied that
Yeah,
technique made such a difference.
Next up, the rope traverse.
Water. Okay, so if you can stay on the rope, okay, it's going to stop you from getting wet, cold, and then slowing you up, okay? Either have your socks, long skins, okay? Obviously when you wear your wetsuit, it's going to be long anyway, okay? But going across the rope, okay, even though you're not dragging your legs, okay, you are going to lose a little bit of skin, okay? So today, mate, you're just going to have to suck it up and be a bit of a tough guy.
Search4Hurt, hey?
Okay? All right, so when you jump up onto the rope, okay, knees to the outside like so. Okay, now you're both like this. Okay, once you straighten your arms, pull your head back. All right, with your head back, you can see where you're going. So you can take bigger arms, all right, and not those little ones. Okay, your legs will just catch up as you go. All right, Pat, you've been in the army, mate. Let's go first. Show us how it's done, buddy. That's it.
Pap has no trouble with the rope. Next up is Leah.
Let's go, Leah. Let's jump in there. Ankle over on the rope. Okay, and push your knees to the outside, all right? Push them right out. Then bring this one in, knees to the outside like so. That's it. Push that knee to the outside each time. And all you'll do is expose the back of your ankle and not your calves, okay?
Some great tips on not only getting your technique right, but preventing injuries, which is no doubt the most important part. Pap and Leah move onto the wall, a common hurdle found at every obstacle race.
Okay, Pap's going first.
Getting this right can slash your times.
All right, not too bad, mate, but we're going to fix up one thing for you, okay? And that is, all right, not jumping off 2 feet when you get to the wall.
So I'm always going first, so everyone learns the mistakes I make. You know, I thought it was the polite gentleman thing to do. So now we're going to watch Leah ace the wall.
Yeah, have one more go. Have one more go.
Sorry.
Okay, so when you get to here, it's just going to be a case of step, step, and then leg up. Okay, so all that momentum just goes straight within into upward motion. Okay, grab the top, and as you grab the top, just keep pulling yourself up, okay? Right here.
Hitting the wall with speed, not a good thing. I just smashed myself up against the wall and really felt it. That hurt.
It might look easy watching, but they can be very high, and you need a lot of strength to pull yourself up, especially when fatigued.
That's it. That's all right. That doesn't matter as long as you're up and over.
Good job, Leah. Now onto the monkey bars, and Mick shows the team a few different options, starting with the swing technique and the muscle technique.
Okay, now the basic one, okay, going across sideways. If you don't have very good grip strength, okay, if you don't have very good technique, this is the best one for you to use.
So it's a little bit more slower, but it looks a lot more stable, you know, controlled maybe.
Yes,
Yeah, you said grip strength, but it also looks like you're not using your biceps.
You're using
and
your
forearms.
sideways momentum,
Yeah.
okay, to get you to the next one. Okay, and all you have to do is just grip on and then just reach out. Obviously, reaching this way is a lot easier than reaching this way. Okay, so Pap's going to start off with the muscle technique, and then he's going to break into a swing technique later on. So let's see how many laps he can get. The record, Pap, is 20 laps.
Pap decides to have a crack with the different techniques. Let's see if the big guy can break that 20 record.
That's it, 14 laps, nice work. 14 laps is good. Well done, mate. Forearms, grip strength, probably pretty shot right now, yeah?
Shattered.
Okay, cool, that's going to be good because now I'm going to watch you go up the rope and see if you can use a proper technique, and we'll see how you go, okay?
This time Leah is up first, and Mick is impressed with her climbing abilities.
Perfect technique on the way coming up. We're just going to fine tune you coming down, okay? But before we do that, we're going to get Pap go up so he's got no secrets.
Pap's climbing technique isn't as refined as Leah's. He may need more time on the rope.
Feel the inside of your knee on the rope, okay? So your foot's never coming off the rope,
Yep.
okay? You're constantly just going up and down with your feet here, okay? And then you won't lose that traction that you have.
On her second descent, Leah's improved her technique.
That's it, just like so. Yeah, much better. How much better was that coming down? Yeah.
Pap has also gathered an understanding on the quick descent.
Anyway, that's better. Lock her back in, lock her back in.
But it simply looks like more practice can easily fix this.
My hand's killing. I don't know how I'm going to do that over 24 hours.
You'll be right, mate. You're going to have to do it 10, 12 times maybe.
Easy, with wet hands, wet rope.
Wet hands, wet rope.
Today's session wasn't so much about coming to find the hurt. It was more about, obviously, a lot of safety on the obstacles and getting through them efficiently.
I do certainly need to work on a bit more technique, because at the moment I'm just feeling like I've lost heaps of strength. We've been doing a lot of running events, and that's been the bulk of my training.
One of the stage 5s is called rope junction, and it's these bad boys right here. Now the aim of the game, instead of using the rings, you actually got to swing from one rope to the other. And this requires a huge amount of grip strength. It seems like the impossible, and it's insane, so I'm going to give it an attempt. Here we go. Dude, that's way above my head. I can't do that. My hand's about to fall off, so.
Now, we'll see why Mick here is their mentor.
That's so cool.
Very nice.
Mick Gleeson's proven to be the master, and that's why he's our mentor. And we really appreciate you giving us all the techniques and tips, man.
No dramas. Between the two, I dare say that Leah would probably have just a slight edge, given that she's done more races. If it was the other way around, I would say that Pap would have the advantage. But given that Leah's done more races and has more experience, I think that that Leah might just have the edge over Pap. But then again, Pap, he loves to have a good time, so I'm sure he's going to get out there and give it a fair shake anyway.
After the break, we put the final touches on obstacle racing performance. And we find out what a V8 supercar driver does day to day to maintain their level of fitness and stay mentally sharp. We're now at Leah's Iron Edge home gym in preparation for Search4Hurt's final event, the 24-hour obstacle enduro.
Obviously, grip strength is a massive thing in obstacle racing, but also the power in the core to have that strength for the rope traverse. So when we're under the rope, we have to put leg over leg so we don't get that rope burn on that traverse rope. So it's a pull-up with a single leg knee lift and twist.
Rope pull-up helps strengthen the pulling muscles like the lats, biceps and traps. The rope also gives the body the sensation it will experience during a rope climb in the obstacle course.
We're going to lighten the load by using one of the orange power bands. So let's drag him down. It goes over the arch of your foot, so we obviously don't want this slamming you in the face.
If you're not strong enough to complete 3 to 5 reps, utilising the power band can help deload the exercise, helping you to get the technique right.
Okay, so as you develop over time, okay, you can work just to having straight up and down pull up. But at the moment, we'll incorporate the box to lighten the load. So we've got the box in position, similar to the supine row that we've done months and months ago, but we're here now. We row up, knee over, twist, back down. One of the heavy objects in an obstacle race, quite a bit of the time, is a dead ball carry, okay? Now this is a 24-hour event, so it's gonna be multiple laps, okay? First lap, first 5 laps, the ball might be quite light, but then you need to start using tricks to actually be able to get the ball up. Okay, under huge fatigue. So I never ever want to have 2 goes at it. I want to take the time down here to get it good. Now obviously when we're fresh, we can just come straight up with it, get it to the hips and pop him straight up. But what about when we're absolutely shattered? Okay, take the time, break the movement down. Once we get the first lift, just get him to here. Just rest. Okay, there's one part of a lift, okay? Get a nice, good purchase on him. I like to web the fingers, come up a little bit, get him to the hips. Think about getting it to the shoulder in one movement now, then get him up. You don't want to be 2 o'clock in the morning, fighting it. Oh, I can't get it up. Okay, if you don't get it up, you've wasted all that energy from the ground to here. Why not just break it down into different movements?
Dead ball clean. helps strengthen the posterior chain and replicates the movement during the event. Secondary muscles are the quads and upper body due to grappling the ball.
We relate Search4Hurt to a lot of, I guess, elite sports that are pretty common mainstream. Now, yes, V8 supercar driving is quite a mainstream sport, but I guess a lot of people don't relate it as that, or at least they might not call the drivers athletes, whereas these guys are just as fit as, you know, an NBL basketball player or an NRL football player or a, you know, soccer player.
Now, I got told that I was training with a V8 supercar legend, Craig Lowndes, and I was really happy to meet the guy. He's a legend of the sport, obviously, but I was thinking, a V8 supercar driver, what do they do for fitness?
Craig Lowndes is a multi-championship winning Australian race car driver. He's a 3-time V8 supercar champion, a 4-time Barry Sheen medalist, and a 5-time winner of Australia's most prestigious motor race, the Bathurst 1000.
Thanks for bringing us here, Craig. This is
No
your
problem.
local spot.
Yes.
You come mountain bike riding?
What we do is something that I've only sort of recently, in the last probably 12 months, taken on mountain biking, because I'm normally a motocross person, but the trail's obviously local to me. As you can see, the trails aren't too wide, so you can't take too many risks or you can't make too many mistakes. So for me, it's all about the concentration, the lines, picking the right line and looking for the conditions on the dirt and everything else. So very similar to what we do in a race car.
Okay, so that reaction time, quick thinking.
All our training is all long distance, so it's all about longevity. So normally we would ride for about an hour and a half, and you only really travel, you know, about probably 25, 30 Ks, but for us it's all the intensity. You go down, you go up, of course you go across things. So for me it's all about just picking the lines, concentration, and of course not crashing.
Great, great. Now, speaking of longevity and endurance, you know, this is not the only thing we'll be doing today. You said we've got a gym session ahead of us and a few other things, so...
Yeah, we've got some gym work, because it's not all about long distance. We've got to have some strength. Our core is really important because we sit in the car for about 2 hours, so all that sort of all comes into play, but we'll get into that a bit later.
After the break, we dive straight into Craig Lowndes' day-to-day fitness regime and get a little look behind the scenes. We're in Queensland, visiting Craig's local bush track, where he shows Pap how he maintains his sharp reaction times.
Now we're ready? Now I've seen some of your clips. You going to be all right?
No guarantees, but let's give it a go.
All right.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Ready?
Yeah, you lead the way.
If you look at these side by side, you may think there's no similarities, but there's always a reason champions do what they do.
Trail riding and mountain biking for me is all that. Like it's picking the lane or picking the line. But when you hit it for the first time, you just got to really absorb, see, make a decision about left, right, up, down, over things. So for me, this is a great way to keep sharp, because we only get 4 test days a year, so we're not really in the car a lot.
With my limited experience with mountain bike riding, I've learnt, you know, not to be top heavy and hold the bars with all your strength, and not to gun.
Oh, sorry, dude.
Well, the big fella's off again.
Oh, well, that failed.
Okay, moving on to the next part of the day with Craig Lowndes.
And now we're at the gym in Brisbane, and Craig's going to show me some specific sports training exercises you do. So what are we going to get started with first?
We'll start with the legs, or a brake pedal in a race car is about 8 times heavier than a road car, which they tell me it's about 120 kilos in force, but then you've got to do that one-legged.
It may not seem too difficult of a task until you consider one leg pushing 120 kilograms of force 16 times per lap for 24 laps, which gives you 384 repetitions and a clear idea on how conditioned a V8 supercar driver needs to be.
That's a sore leg right there, so let's give it a go.
I'll show you.
All right, come on.
And it's basically literally just probably half an extension.
Okay.
So yeah, that's have a crack at that and see what you think. About 16 times a lap, 24 laps.
Okay, so this might look easy, but it's 120 kilos of one push, and I only weigh 85 kilos, and I usually have both my legs helping me. So on the one leg, 400 times, it starts to hurt a lot.
So people at home, we've got about 16 kilos of force, of weight on the other end of this, and literally, people I suppose don't realise that inside the gear knob we've got a sensor. So you've got to pull literally about 15 kilos of force to activate that, which is our shift cup.
During a lap of Bathurst, there are 32 gear changes at 16 kilograms of force. Times that by 24 laps, and you're looking at 768 repetitions.
Well, this is another exercise that I do, and what it is basically trying to simulate the weight of a steering of a race car. Now, with all the suspension and geometry we have in the front, it obviously, again, is a bit more heavier than a road car. We've got powered-assisted steering. We don't have power steering, so it's a little bit different to a road car. So again, I use the 20 kilo plate, and you hold it up, which gives obviously almost the natural feel of when you're sitting in a car.
Yes.
So you have a little bit of a bend, and of course, there's the two things that I use this for. Obviously for strength, but there's also a little bit of visualization. So you're actually strapped into a seat, and again, it's just good because every now and then, a car does malfunction.
That's right.
And if you lose your power assistance, of course, you've got to drive the car with basically your body.
That's right.
So yeah, if you hold it up with a nice little bend in your arm, which is what you have.
20 kilos.
And if we could do a lap of Bathurst, so you're going down the main straight, brake hard, turn left. You pull in gears, so you go second, third, fourth, fifth. Straighten her up, and you're now going over the start-finish line.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that was killer.
So to try and do that, you simulate that, and of course a lap of Bathurst is about a 2:06, 2:07.
Yep.
So you're trying to hold that for about 2 to 3 minutes if you can. Well, Pat, that's sort of a day in my life of what I do for training. It's not all about the hurt, it's about longevity, about in distance. The mountain biking is obviously good for the sharpness and reaction. I love going to the gym, but because of my frame, I grew up playing football and doing other stuff, I can bulk up pretty quick. So there's really a fine line for us as drivers. We've got some short drivers, tall drivers, but again, we're all trying to keep that core strength and get ready to get inside that race car.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you for your time, Craig. It's been really good, man.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thanks.
So we just finished with Craig Lowndes. He said come to their workshop, Red Bull workshop, so I get to hop in one of their cars, and I'm really excited to see what's inside it. So let's give it a go.
We'll get you to jump on if you want. So if you just stand on there, then slide your left foot into the car. Fairly tight squeeze. You're on the steering wheel, you're on the gear stick. They're pretty physical, they're going hard at it.
Yep, absolutely. This is what everything he was explaining. It's all, you know, you can see it now. So they're about to do some pit stop training, the Red Bull team, so we're going to give it a look and see how fast they can do all the tyres, so pretty keen. So the tyres are 22, 23 kilos, they've got an 8 or 12 kilo gun as well, and they've got to sit in the squat position, and they're going to be efficient and smooth and quick. And they're doing pit stop training and every day, so got to work it as efficient as possible.
Next time on Search for Hurt, the True Grit 24-hour obstacle enduro is going to hit them, and it's going to hit them hard.